Attention passionate Cleveland Browns fans. Latest news. Something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run. A power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends in Cleveland Browns fans. Let's get to the news. Now, Browns fans, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you is nothing short of a potential game changer for our team in the entire AFC North. The NFL is always full of surprises, and recent developments are pointing towards some seismic shifts, especially when it comes to the quarterback position, which has been a hot topic in Cleveland for a while now. But what's really caught everyone's attention is the latest move involving Shedeur Sanders, a name that's been buzzing around NFL circles, and how it might impact the Browns' future. Yes, you heard that right. Shedeur Sanders, the young quarterback who's been making waves in college and trying to carve out his place in the pros, now finds himself at the center of an intriguing trade scenario that involves the Houston Texans. And folks, this isn't just some rumor. It's a real possibility that could reshape the AFC South and have ripple effects all the way up to our division. To understand the significance of this, we need to look at the current state of the Cleveland Browns quarterback room. Right now, Cleveland is in a bit of a limbo. We've got Shedeur Sanders, a promising rookie, competing alongside veteran Joe Flacco and Dillon Gabriel, who's viewed by many as the franchise's future at quarterback. But let's be honest, things haven't been smooth sailing. Joe Flacco's struggles have been well documented, and with his performance dipping at crucial moments, calls for a fresh face or a new direction have begun to grow louder among fans and analysts alike. Dillon Gabriel has shown flashes of potential, and the Browns see him as part of their long-term plan. But the question is, where does that leave Shedeur Sanders? In the NFL, especially for a rookie, the path to consistent playing time isn't always straightforward. Sometimes, teams need to make tough decisions, and trading a young quarterback like Shedeur could be a strategic move. Cleveland's management recognizes his talent and potential, but with the team's current situation, they might see a trade as the best way to give Shedeur a real shot at developing somewhere he can be the undisputed starter from day one. And that's where the Houston Texans come into play. Now, let's talk about the Texans. When they drafted C.J. Stroud in the 2023 NFL Draft, expectations were sky high. Stroud had a stellar college career at Ohio State, and his rookie season looked promising, throwing for over 500 yards and 26 touchdowns, with just 5 interceptions. It seemed like Houston had found their franchise quarterback. But the reality has been a bit different. Stroud's sophomore slump has been evident. Last season, he threw for over 200 yards and 21 touchdowns. But he also threw 13 interceptions, and his accuracy and decision-making came into question. This season, things haven't improved much. In 3 games, Stroud has only managed 599 passing yards, with just 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. The Texans are 0-3, and it's clear that they need a spark, a fresh perspective in the quarterback room. Shedeur Sanders, despite being in his rookie year, could be that spark for Houston. His college career at Colorado was remarkable, and even in the preseason with the Browns, he demonstrated impressive accuracy and poise, qualities that the Texans desperately need. Their offense has struggled to find consistency, and adding a player like Sanders could inject new energy and competition into the room. It's not just about replacing Stroud. It's about giving the Texans options and perhaps even a chance to turn their season around. Now, you might be wondering, why would Cleveland consider trading Shedeur? Well, it's simple. The Browns have a talented roster. And with Deshaun Watson's injury history, they need a reliable backup who can step in and lead. Shedeur Sanders, with his talent and potential, could be that guy. But if they see Gabriel as the future, and if Flacco's struggles persist, then parting ways with Sanders might be a strategic move to give him a better opportunity elsewhere. Plus, for the Browns, trading Shedeur to Houston could be a way to strengthen their roster in other areas of need. Cleveland has been building a competitive team on both sides of the ball. But a young quarterback with Sanders' potential could be a valuable asset for another franchise. Especially one like Houston that's looking to rebuild and find stability at the position. And let's not forget the broader context here. The AFC North is a fiercely competitive division. The Cincinnati Bengals, Baltimore Ravens, and Pittsburgh Steelers are all gunning for the top spot. And any shift in quarterback dynamics can tip the scales dramatically. If the Texans land Sanders and he develops quickly, they could become more competitive in the AFC South, which might have ripple effects on how the Browns approach their quarterback situation moving forward. It's all interconnected, and this potential trade could be a piece of the puzzle that changes everything. But let's also talk about the bigger picture. Shedeur Sanders is a player with immense talent, and he's shown in college that he can handle pressure, make accurate throws, and lead a team. The NFL is a different game, and he's still learning, but his ceiling is high. If Houston manages to acquire him, it could be the start of a new chapter for both player and franchise. It's about giving him the opportunity to develop without the immense pressure of being a rookie in Cleveland, where expectations are sky high, especially with Deshaun Watson on the roster. For Cleveland, trading Sanders might be tough to swallow, especially considering how much promise he showed in his college days in preseason. But sometimes, NFL teams have to make these tough choices for the long-term benefit of the franchise. If the Browns believe that Gabriel or even Watson, once healthy, will be the long-term answer, then trading Sanders for draft capital or other assets makes some sense. It's a strategic move, a way to be flexible and adapt quickly to the evolving landscape of the NFL. And speaking of the current season, the Browns have been navigating some ups and downs. The team has had moments of brilliance, but consistency has been elusive. Deshaun Watson's return is eagerly anticipated, and if he hits his stride, Cleveland's offense could become one of the most dynamic in the league. Meanwhile, the defense continues to be a strength, with players like Myles Garrett leading the charge. But the quarterback position remains a question mark. For now, Shedeur Sanders is caught in the middle of this puzzle, and a trade to Houston could give him the platform he needs to thrive. Now, imagine the scenario where this trade happens. Shedeur Sanders, wearing that Texans jersey, leading an offense with new energy, possibly under a new coaching staff that values his skill set. The Texans could turn to him as their future. And if he develops well, Houston might have a franchise quarterback for years to come. Meanwhile, the Browns, with Gabriel, Watson, and Flacco, can focus on building their team around their current core, knowing they've got options at quarterback, even if it means saying goodbye to Sanders. But it's not just about the players. It's about the strategies, the plans, and the visions each franchise has for their future. Cleveland is trying to find that perfect mix of veteran experience and young talent. And sometimes, that means making tough decisions. Houston, on the other hand, is hungry for stability at quarterback, and Shedeur Sanders could be their answer. This trade, if it materializes, could be one of the most talked about moves of the season. especially in the AFC South and North. In the end, what does all this mean for us, the Browns fans? It's a reminder that the NFL is always in motion. Change is part of the game, and sometimes, the moves you least expect can lead to the biggest breakthroughs. Cleveland is still building, still fighting, and still dreaming of that Super Bowl. But staying ahead of the curve means making strategic moves. And trading a promising young quarterback like Sanders could be part of that plan. We have to keep our eyes open, stay optimistic, and trust that the Browns management knows what they're doing. And remember, this league is full of stories about patience, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. Cleveland has a rich history of overcoming adversity. And whether Sanders stays or goes, the team's core remains strong. The future is bright, and this potential trade is just one chapter in what promises to be an exciting journey. So, Browns fans, I want you to really think about what's happening here. It's not just a simple trade. It's a strategic move that could define the next era of the franchise. Whether Sanders ends up in Houston or remains a Browns asset, the NFL landscape is shifting, and Cleveland needs to be ready for whatever comes next. We've seen moments of brilliance this season, and with Deshaun Watson returning soon, the team's trajectory could change rapidly. The key is to stay engaged, stay passionate, and keep that faith in our team. Because at the end of the day, Cleveland Browns fans are some of the most dedicated in the league. And we know that better days are ahead. Pause here, just for a second, if you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you. It's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the big reveal. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think trading Shedeur Sanders is the right move for Cleveland? Or do you believe he deserves more time to develop here? Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Browns. Remember, this is a community. We're all part of this journey. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates. So stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. Whether it's trades, injuries, game analyses, or future projections, I've got your back. Keep the passion alive, and let's see where this season takes us. Because in Cleveland, we never give up, we keep fighting, and we believe in the potential of our team. Thanks for being here, Browns fans. Let's keep the conversation going.